All right. You thought I was letting you off easy. It turns out there's another small handful of polyatomic ions that we haven't covered that show up in much of our naming. All right. These are less common, but they still are pretty relevant. The most common one that you're going to encounter is the hydroxide ion, OH-. Hydroxide ion shows up all over the place, and a lot of the salts that we deal with are hydroxides. One of the more rare ones that we encounter is the ammonium cation. Almost everything else that we deal with are anions, but ammonium is one of those few cationic polyatomics that we deal with, NH4+. And so that's also one of the favorites. So hydroxide and ammonia will get you the biggest bang for your buck. Now, we also have the hydronium ion, H3O+. H3O+ is the main species that is involved with acids, and so is quite common when we deal with acid-base chemistry. And then one of the few metallic polyatomics, mercury 1 cation. Mercury 1 cation has 2 mercury ions. Of course, it's very annoying. All right. So the mercury 1 cation is 2 mercury atoms that have to be stuck together. Prove to yourself that each of the charges on that has to be +1, just for your information. So this is the mercury 1 cation. We also have the cyanide ion, Cn-, one of the common poisons. Then we have these two chromium derivatives, chromate, Cr2O4-2, and dichromate, Cr2O7. They show up in a lot in the lab, very common use in the lab. We have the permanganate ion, MnO4-, very common, very pretty too, bright purple, permanganate, which kind of leads you to think that maybe there's a manganate ion. What would be the formula of the manganate ion? Something to think about. Permanganate. And then we have HCO3-. This is bicarbonate. Like carbonate, carbonate has a -2 charge. Bicarbonate, you take one proton and you add it to the carbonate. There are many materials that get this bi name, biphosphate, bicarbonate, bisulfate. Yeah, where you take a proton and neutralize one of the charges with the H+. They usually show up in acid-base chemistry, but bicarbonate is also very prevalent in biological systems. And lastly, acetate, CH3CO2, which is you may also see it written C2H3O2, but it's a monovalent anion as well. That's it. Just 10 more you have to memorize. All right. So good luck.